Hi there, gorgeous, and let's just pretend that it's still Save Money September. Can we? Can we pretend that? This video was originally scheduled to be posted on Monday, which was the last day of September, which would have been Save Money September, but many of you know that I'm a mom. My babies come first, so better late than never that I'm getting this video up to you. If you missed the previous video where I had talked about Drugstore December, that is the next month. That will be like Save Money September, but it's a little bit different. I'm doing it the same way that I did last year, where it's going to be Drugstore December and Dupe It December, where Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be all drugstore makeup reviews, tutorials, content like that. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays will be dupe days, where I dupe high-end products for you. So 5 videos a week in December. I am actively planning and filming those now because my son is due November 23rd. Ooh. So I'm trying to get a good majority of those videos filmed, edited, etc. So anyway, like I was trying to say, if you like this month, you have December to look forward to, and I'm really looking forward to that month for you also. Today, I am reviewing a new palette that was recently released by Colourpop. This is their Lilac You A Lot. I can't even tell you, I thought it was so cute how many people were tagging me on Instagram and Twitter and sending me private messages and saying, "Did you see this palette?" Because for those who don't know me, I'm a purple lover. I love purple eyeshadow, and I have been saying for so many months, if not years now, that somebody needs to come out with a really great purple eyeshadow palette, all purples. I can't believe it hasn't been done yet. So every time there's a purple palette out, it's so funny to me how many of you bring it to my attention, and I truly appreciate that. I just love that you do that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to be showing you 3 looks with this palette today, giving you my full review with swatches, etc. And I'll let you know, is this the purple palette we've been waiting for or not? Within this new palette from Colourpop, you are given 9 eyeshadows. 5 of them have a matte finish, 4 of them have a shimmer finish. The quality with these eyeshadows is impeccable. If you've not ever experienced a Colourpop eyeshadow formula before, you will be delighted in the quality that you receive for the price that you pay, especially for a palette of this kind. When it comes to the colors, there are 3 eyeshadows in here you probably picked up on in the swatches that lean very pink. There may be 4 in here. So there are a lot of pinky, red-based purples within this palette, which I'm still holding out for a palette that is all purple. One thing that we keep running into with these purple palettes that have come out recently is that there are so many red-based purples. I just want a palette that is pure purple. That's it. But for the 6 other eyeshadows in this palette, you're given a pure purple pigment. So it's really nice to see that you do get some of that within this palette, and the colors are really, really beautiful. One thing I want to mention to you before I show you the looks that I created with this palette is that the 2 darker shades, Iffy and Filtered, will stain the eyelids. That was what I experienced when I was playing around with creating all kinds of looks with this palette. They leave a pink stain on the eyelid, and it doesn't matter if you apply primer, concealer, etc. beforehand, it will be there. So please do be aware of that. For the first look that I created with this palette, I used the shade Imagine That in the crease. Such a beautiful transition color. This became one of my favorites from this palette. And then I took the shade Filtered, applied this to the outer half of the lid. Taking the shade Trainwreck, I applied this to the inner half of the lid, and I simply love this cool lavender. It's amazing, beautiful color. Then I went back with a little bit more of the Filtered eyeshadow I applied on the outer half of the lid earlier and blended this up into the outer V. And to bring the whole look together, I added Maybelline's Lasting Drama pencil on the waterline in the shade Polished Amethyst. And the eyeshadow Filtered from this palette is one of those red-based purples that I mentioned earlier, and by adding it to this look, sadly, it started to transform the whole eye into more pink than purple, so I wasn't too fond of that. And if I went back and recreated that look, I more than likely would use the eyeshadow Iffy instead, which is more of a true purple purple eyeshadow and doesn't have any red tones in it. So keep that in mind if you do want a look like that to go a little more purple than red. For the second look that I created with this palette, I took the eyeshadow Zoned, applied it into the crease. Then I took the eyeshadow Iffy, applied this all over the lid. And like I had mentioned, this one will stay in the eyes, so do be aware of that if you try this look. Then I took Imagine That and I used it to blend between the lid color and the crease color until there was a seamless transition between the two. And I went back with more of the Zoned eyeshadow I had applied initially, and I blended that again between the crease and the lid, and I applied a little bit of this over the top of that Iffy shade on the lid to help lighten it a bit. Taking the eyeshadow Cloud, I applied this wet onto the middle of the lid and then blended it into that lid color, and then I applied the eyeshadow Filtered into the outer V. Another beautiful look with that palette, simply stunning on the eyes. For the last look that I created with this palette, it's actually the look that I'm wearing in today's video, so if you've been curious about what's on my eyes as I've been sitting here talking to you, this is the look I'm wearing today. To create this, I first applied fluff on the lid, and next to Trainwreck, this is my second favorite eyeshadow from this palette. It is a true amethyst purple. It has shimmer in it. It's simply gorgeous. Then I blended Imagine That into the crease. Again, great transition color. Another very much true purple from this palette, which is nice to see. And then I took the eyeshadow Filtered and applied this into the outer V and the outer crease. Again, this does tend to turn the look more red based. If you wanted to keep this to a more true purple, I would suggest using a gray black eyeshadow in the outer V, and that would really help to turn this look into more of a true purple. Overall, very impressed with the quality of this palette. Didn't struggle with any of the eyeshadows. They swatch beautifully, they apply evenly, they wear well throughout the day, they don't fade. The only thing I did not care for were how some of these eyeshadows pulled very red, and when you add them into a look with some of the cooler eyeshadows, the red tones do tend to overpower the look and really transform what starts out as a beautiful purple look to something that turns more pink. So was really disappointed in that personally, but in the future, if I were going to use this palette, I more than likely would mix it with other purples that I already have that are true purples that are not red-based purples. And so if you're looking for something like that, I do feel like you get 6 really excellent true purple eyeshadows in this palette that are just amazing. You would love them if you are a purple eyeshadow lover also. If you have hazel eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes, let's just say every single eye color can wear purple beautifully, and it makes your eyes pop amazingly well. So if you've not tried purple, you absolutely must. And I feel like this is the perfect palette to do just that. If you're interested in it, I will have it linked for you below. Let me know your thoughts on it if you've had the opportunity to try it for yourself, or what you thought about it based off of today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Thank you for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Friday, where I will be doing a video on my top favorite cream blushes. I'm getting ready to record that video now. All drugstore. So that was a video that was supposed to be part of Save Money September, but didn't really happen that way, but it's okay, it's okay. Better late than never, right? Thank you again for being here. I look forward to seeing you on Friday, and have a blessed week ahead.